Caitlin Clark faces off against the Connecticut Sun in a game that's quickly turning into a war zone. The heat turned up when Sheldon delivered a brutal block on Caitlin, slamming his hand right into her eye. She responded only to be blindsided by MARBEY, who shoved her hard to the floor. Caitlin still standing strong, dominating the court with a jaw-dropping 20 points. This game is anything but ordinary, and the drama is just heating up. The first quarter kicked off with the Connecticut Sun in possession, but the scoreboard didn't light up until Howard stepped up to the line, confidently sinking 2 free throws to put the first points on the board. But the Sun weren't the only ones ready to score. Nelson Ododa quickly responded with a smooth cutting layup, slicing through the defense and making her presence felt. But Howard wasn't stopping just yet. She was in the zone as she made a perfectly timed running layup, extending the Fever's lead. Sheldon, however, wasn't about to let Howard steal the spotlight. The Sun fired back with Sheldon hitting a cutting layup to keep things competitive. The action didn't slow down. Boston, showing no fear in the paint, came up with a clutch layup, and just when you thought it couldn't get more exciting, Hull nailed a three-pointer, sending the crowd into a frenzy. But the Sun weren't done yet. A foul on Boston sent Tina Charles to the free throw line. She hit 1 out of 2, keeping the game tight. Then, the star of the night, Caitlin Clark, stepped onto the court and instantly electrified the atmosphere. She didn't waste any time, draining a 3-point jump shot from beyond the arc, sparking cheers from the crowd and putting the Fever back in control. Tina Charles, determined to keep her team in the game, responded with a quick hook shot, showing off her skills in the low post. Kelsey Mitchell wasn't about to be outdone though. She took it straight to the rim with a driving layup, showing off her agility and finishing with style. But Charles, relentless in her efforts, came back for the Sun with another hook shot, keeping the Sun in the hunt. Mabry then joined the party, hitting a turnaround jump shot with poise and precision, putting the Sun right back into the mix. Tina Charles, again showing her dominance, finished with a beautiful reverse layup, adding to her growing tally and continuing to keep her team competitive. Kelsey Mitchell was up to the challenge though, and responded with a running layup of her own, refusing to let the Sun pull ahead. But then Peters got involved for the Sun, scoring a cutting layup that helped them stay within reach of the Fever. Just when it seemed like the Sun were starting to gain some momentum, Howard came in with another crucial putback layup, and just moments later, she grabbed another putback off a missed shot to extend the Fever's lead. The Fever were playing with urgency. As the first quarter began to wind down, Aaliyah Boston made a statement with a strong, confident layup, but the final play of the quarter came from none other than Brown from the Connecticut Sun, who hit a clutch three-pointer, putting the Sun ahead as the buzzer sounded. The first quarter came to an intense close with the Connecticut Sun racking up 23 points, but it was the Indiana Fever who managed to edge ahead by just a single point, finishing the quarter with 24 points. The second quarter kicked off with a bang as Kelsey Mitchell got things rolling for Indiana, slicing through the defense to hit a smooth layup. Nelson Ododa then stepped up for the Fever with a powerful putback layup, keeping the game close and adding to the excitement. But just when it seemed like the Suns were gaining some ground, Caitlin Clark came in and did what she does best, draining a three-pointer from deep, electrifying the crowd and putting Indiana back on top. The Sun weren't backing down though. Hartley answered right back with a pull-up jump shot of her own, proving that the Sun were still in this fight, but Indiana's offensive firepower was on full display. Dantas came through with a well-timed cutting layup, putting Indiana back in front and keeping their lead alive. And then, the magic of Caitlin Clark continued. She didn't stop there, she hit another three-pointer, this time a beautiful step-back jump shot that had the crowd on their feet, pushing Indiana's lead even further. But Kelsey Mitchell wasn't just watching from the sidelines, she was making her mark too. Mitchell came right in and followed her team's lead, nailing a running layup, showing her speed and precision as she attacked the basket. Just when you thought Mitchell was done, she came in again, this time with a crucial putback layup, showing her hustle and determination. Indiana's momentum was building, but the Sun weren't out of it yet. Tina Charles, ever the leader for Connecticut, hit a pull-up jump shot with confidence, keeping her team within striking distance. Caitlin Clark, though, wasn't letting the Sun have their moment. She responded with a crafty reverse layup, getting the ball up off the glass in a smooth acrobatic finish that left the defenders scrambling. Kelsey Mitchell, ever the playmaker, followed it up with another driving layup, slicing through the paint and showing off her ability to finish strong at the rim. As the second quarter neared its end, Brown came in for the Sun with a huge running layup, keeping Connecticut within reach and trying to turn the momentum in their favor. Despite this, Indiana held the lead lead barely. The game was incredibly tight, with the Fever maintaining a narrow edge. The Connecticut Sun racking up 39 points, but it was the Indiana Fever who managed to edge ahead by 8 points, finishing the quarter with 47 points. The third quarter started with some quick action as MARBEY sliced through the defense to hit a cutting layup for the Connecticut Sun, but Lexi Hull wasn't about to let the Sun take control. She came right back and hit a beautiful three-pointer from deep. Nelson Ododa wasn't about to let Indiana get too comfortable though. She responded with a powerful putback layup for the Sun, showcasing her grit in the paint. But Kelsey Mitchell, always ready to rise to the occasion, fired right back with a three-pointer for Indiana, putting them back in control. Howard, for the Sun, quickly followed up with a layup, keeping the game tight and showing that Connecticut was still hungry for the lead. But then, the temperature on the court started to rise. Things got heated when Sheldon came charging in with an aggressive block on Caitlin Clark. But instead of just swatting the ball away, Sheldon's hand slammed hard into Caitlin's eye, leaving her stunned. The crowd went silent for a moment, waiting to see how Caitlin would respond, and she did not back down. Caitlin's fiery response was immediate. She shot a heated glance toward Sheldon, her competitive spirit boiling over. But before she could react further, MARBEY stepped in, pushing Caitlin hard to the floor in what seemed like an attempt to rattle her. The referee blew the whistle instantly, and chaos seemed to ripple through the arena. The energy in the stadium spiked. Fans were on their feet, the players were fired up, and the intensity of the game had reached new heights. She was awarded a free throw, and she sunk it without hesitation, showing the Sun that they wouldn't break her spirit. Howard followed up with a quick layup, continuing the fight for the Sun, but the battle for control was still far from over. Rivers responded for the Sun with a well-timed three-pointer, cutting into Indiana's lead, and the momentum seemed to shift back in Connecticut's favor. But Indiana wasn't about to let that go unnoticed. Dantas responded with a solid layup for Indiana, showing that they still had the upper hand. But just as things were heating up, Brown for the Sun fired back with a pull-up jump shot, narrowing the gap and giving the Sun new life. Charles, ever the reliable veteran for Connecticut, answered with a turnaround jump shot, putting the Sun back in the driver's seat, but the Fever weren't backing down. With the clock winding down in the quarter, Kelsey Mitchell responded with a beautiful step-back jump shot, showcasing her offensive skills and keeping the lead within reach for Indiana. The game had turned into a full-blown war zone, with every possession carrying so much weight. As the fourth quarter unfolded, the tension in the arena was palpable, and Caitlin Clark was ready to seal the deal. With the game on the line, she hit another beautiful three-pointer. As we wrap up tonight's thrilling matchup, one thing is for sure, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are a force to be reckoned with. The game was a testament to their skill, grit, and heart. And there you have it, folks. What a game. If you enjoyed this intense showdown and want to see more thrilling basketball action, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting updates. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action.